From blind dates to rescuing lots of furry friends, Kaley Cuoco has gone from child actor to grown-up girl boss without ever leaving the Hollywood limelight. Kaley Cuoco was born on November 30th, 1985 in Camarillo, California, and she started working almost immediately. First came some modeling gigs when she was pretty young, but her introduction to acting came at the tender age of 5 years old in the form of commercials for brands like Barbie and Oscar Mayer. From there, she moved on to small roles on the small screen, with her first film role coming in 1992 with the largely unknown TV movie Quicksand No Escape. Though the film didn't set any box office records, Cuoco was able to act alongside some pretty big names like Donald Sutherland and Tim Matheson. The roles kept coming throughout the 1990s and 2000s as she worked on a whole slew of TV shows, TV movies, and the occasional low-budget lost horror film. Her first big break, however, came in 2002 with her casting in the show 8 Simple Rules, alongside John Ritter and Katie Sagal. The show ran for 3 years, after which Cuoco found herself moving to yet another popular show of the mid-2000s, Charmed. Nowadays, it's hard to deny that Kaley Cuoco's name is heavily associated with The Big Bang Theory. That's for very good reason. The show netted her multiple nominations and awards over the course of its long run. But strangely enough, all that was close to never happening at all. The Big Bang Theory started out very differently. Back in 2006, the showrunners filmed a pilot that still starred Johnny Galecki and Jim Parsons as its male leads, but had a different female lead, a character named Katie, played by Amanda Walsh. Ultimately, that pilot didn't work out, with one of the Warner Brothers executives later explaining, "The character was not as appealing as that proverbial girl next door. It was not the actress Amanda Walsh, but rather the conceit to the character." And so they went back to the drawing board, polishing up the pilot that would actually kick off the show, and which introduced the character Penny, played by Cuoco. As it turned out, Cuoco had auditioned for the original role of Katie but was turned down, later reflecting, "I was too young," which I love saying because I don't get to say that I'm too young anymore. When the show was retooled, she was brought back in for an audition and landed the role, with her fellow castmates saying that her audition felt natural, almost as if they'd already been working together for years.
See a penny, pick her up, and all the day you'll have good luck.
No, you won't.
The Big Bang Theory took off and became a national phenomenon, and that's not just a subjective statement based on biases and opinions. The numbers back it up, and you need look no further than Cuoco's net worth for more proof. Back in 2019, Cuoco's net worth was estimated to be somewhere around $55 million, and during the show's run, she was consistently among the highest-paid TV actresses, if not at the top of that list. A not insignificant factor in that came from a 2014 deal that Cuoco and co-stars Jim Parsons and Johnny Galecki made with Warner Brothers TV, in which they reportedly negotiated a salary of $1 million per episode, numbers that hadn't been seen since the days of Friends. In that one negotiation, they tripled their salaries, and that's not even counting Cuoco's other contracts at that time. Things did shift over time, but Cuoco was still making plenty of money. In 2017, it was reported that Cuoco and the other original cast members decided to take a pay cut of $100,000 per episode in order to allot more money for Mayim Bialik and Melissa Rauch. Even then, Cuoco earned some $25 million from the show in 2018, still enough to score second place on Forbes' list of highest-paid TV actresses, only behind Sofia Vergara. Cuoco has had her fair share of high-profile romances, but the first of these romantic endeavors to evolve into marriage was her relationship with professional tennis player Ryan Sweeting. As the story goes, during the summer of 2013, Cuoco was just coming out of a relationship when a mutual friend suggested that she meet Sweeting, who would be in town for just one day. Though Cuoco said she wasn't ready for romance, she went through with it, having dinner with Sweeting.
The dinner was great,
right.
And, then he moved in the next day.
Moved in!
By September of that same year, they were engaged. Come December, they were married. And by all accounts, the honeymoon phase was quite real, with Sweeting telling interviewers, "The second I got here, I didn't want to go home. We spent every minute together, and I still haven't left from our blind date." But it didn't last, and in September 2015, Cuoco filed for divorce, which was finalized in May 2016. A couple years later, she spoke about the ordeal, telling Cosmopolitan, "I married someone the first time who completely changed. The person I ended up with was not the person I originally met, and that wasn't my fault. That was his." In 2016, Cuoco met equestrian Carl Cook, and the two shared an immediate connection due to a mutual love of animals. Rescuing rabbits was something they did together, and in a fitting move, their 2018 marriage took place in horse stables. There were questions about the relationship, though, as the couple announced in 2019 that they were happily living apart. Come 2020, Cuoco and Cook moved in together, and Cuoco joked on Jimmy Kimmel Live that the COVID-19 quarantine ended up being a blessing in disguise.
This quarantine has forced us to actually move in together. It's been great for our relationship, and we like each other, we realize.
Despite that, however, the couple divorced in 2022. Cuoco later revealed that the divorce led to some of the darkest times of her life, telling Variety, "It was the loneliest I've ever felt." Eventually, she held an intervention for herself, calling producers and friends into her trailer to openly ask for their help and support, which she found in spades. After her second divorce, Cuoco boldly told Glamour that she would never get married again, though she still believed in love and companionship, and she wanted to be able to find that again. Enter Tom Pelphrey. As it turns out, both Cuoco and Pelphrey share the same Hollywood manager, who insisted that the two meet each other at the April 2022 premiere of Ozark, the show Pelphrey starred in. There were immediate sparks, and just a month later, the two revealed on Instagram that they were dating. In October 2022, they announced that they were expecting a child together, and in March 2023, they welcomed their daughter Matilda into the world. Then, in August 2024, they announced that they were officially engaged. Cuoco has told interviewers that she doesn't plan to do things in a traditional way this time. Neither she nor Pelphrey is rushing to plan a wedding and walk down the aisle. Instead, they're just enjoying their engagement and living as a family. She's even hinted that she and Pelphrey might have more kids before they get married, saying, "We're gonna go way out of order. That's our plan." By all accounts, Cuoco is very happily settled into her role as a mom, gushing regularly about her daughter on social media. Prior to Matilda's birth, both Cuoco and Pelphrey posted about baby clothes and baby showers, and since then, they've been recounting everyday events with wit and affection in equal measure. Sometimes that's meant posting photos to Instagram of a shopping trip, and at other times, it's meant telling People magazine how fearless her daughter is. She eats everything, she loves being outside, she loves her dad. Anything in the sky she thinks is the most amazing thing, and she loves horses, so that's great. The couple even bought their daughter a pony named Sky and are already giving her riding lessons. Safely, of course. There's a special saddle, and both Cuoco and Pelphrey are always there to make sure nothing goes wrong. If there's one thing you should know about Kaley Cuoco, it's that she really loves animals. A lot. As she told People, she had a pit bull mix, Norman, who was her constant companion for years, saying of her furry friend, "This dog was just my heart for years and years and years. I mean, the amount of times I would cry with this dog, it just saved my life." Though Norman died back in 2021, Cuoco wanted to remember him forever, launching a pet care brand in 2023 and naming the company Oh Norman in his honor. Cuoco's philosophy behind the brand was simple. She wanted to offer products that were durable and easy to clean, while also being eco-friendly and affordable. Plus, a portion of the profits would go to animal rescue organizations. In 2024, she even looked to expand the organization, though perhaps not in the way you'd expect. What she wanted was a CTO, a Chief Treat Officer to be precise. Basically, all of the products that she offers had been tested with her own pets, and she was looking for another dog to help out with the process. Pet owners across the US could help their dogs apply for the position, which would pay an annual salary of $10,000, as well as plenty of extra treats and toys. It's one thing to say you love animals and reveal a home full of dogs or cats. It's another thing to be Kaley Cuoco, who admittedly has quite a few dogs, but also owns a large ranch in Thousand Oaks, California, where she cares for an entire menagerie of different animals. There's dogs, horses, donkeys, cows, and plenty more.
I know you have a lot of... How many animals do you currently have?
Probably an illegal amount. So many.
The actor bought the ranch around 2018 and fixed it up, making it a safe haven for rescue animals of all kinds. She revealed, "Obviously I rescue dogs, but I've really expanded to farm animals and even thoroughbreds and horses off the track. Really, anything with 4 legs is welcome here. We don't turn anyone away. It's become this magical place." There are a couple of goats she raises on the property, as well as some cows, pigs, ducks, chickens, ponies, and horses, all of which live alongside each other in harmony, content in their peaceful second chance at life. Not only is it good for the animals, but it's been therapeutic to humans too. Cuoco explained that a ranch has been a refuge, but also a place that's filled with the kind of unconditional love and joy that comes from animals. As she said, "It's kind of an open door policy. Go in, bring an apple, you're more than welcome." Cuoco is most widely known for her work as an actor, but her professional portfolio doesn't end there. Rather, she's always been quite ambitious, and that's translated into owning her own production company. That production company is Yes Norman Productions, which Cuoco launched back in 2017 while still starring on The Big Bang Theory. She made a deal with Warner Brothers TV Group, part of which included the decision to produce an adaptation of The Flight Attendant, an unpublished novel at the time. The next couple of years went just as well. The Flight Attendant was greenlit to start production, and both Cuoco and her company were brought on to the animated Harley Quinn TV show. Not only that, but both 2019 and 2021 saw Yes Norman Productions signing new multi-year contracts with Warner Brothers TV, further extending that working relationship while both shows were warmly welcomed by fans. While speaking to Cosmopolitan in 2018, Cuoco said, "I want to be a full-on girl boss. I want to show girls out there that you can be cool, wear yoga clothes, and run your own company. You don't have to be a guy in a suit. I want to be sitting down a few years from now and have so many projects going. That's what I'm excited about."